Hi, my name is Jerry, and today I will be doing a rhetorical analysis on the article titled, "Do Not Call Me Brave for Dealing with a Mental Illness is Condescending" by Katerina Bryant. "Don't call me brave for living with a mental illness. It's condescending," is what Katerina Bryant has to say about dealing with her mental illness. Mental illness is not something someone wishes upon themselves, but also not considered brave to deal with it. Bryant explains here in her article from The Guardian on how she's dealt with her mental illness and the encounters she's had with other people who do not understand it. People talk about mental illness and think it's brave and courageous when they may not know how it is to deal with a mental illness. Bryant uses past experiences from her most recent book, Hysteria, along with examples from other sources such as her other articles on dealing with mental illness, and other sources that prove that her claim on dealing with mental illness is brave when it is not brave but only dealing with life in their own way. First, we will be looking at ethos. How does she use ethos, you may ask? Well, in the article, she states that she has written a book and many articles on her mental health, and also includes quotes from other authors and articles. Bryant provides a personal story to show how uneducated people have become annoying. When Bryant had recently changed GPs, the new GP told Bryant that she shouldn't be ashamed for dealing with a mental illness. Bryant had not brought up mental illness or shame to her new GP, and the GP felt like she needed to say something, and Bryant felt uncomfortable. Bryant uses the example to show the audience how uneducated people making assumptions can be annoying and condescending. Another example is when she quotes Stella Young's work. "I've lost count of the number of times I've been approached by strangers wanting to tell me they think I'm brave or inspirational. It's objectifying." This quote shows that other people have the same experience. This way that people describe people dealing with a mental illness makes them feel less human and more like an object. Next, we will be talking about logos. In the article, Bryant states, "I am simply narrating how it feels to live in my body." She uses this quote to show her logic towards people who may not understand the workings of a person dealing with a mental illness. The logic people may have is that this experience is so unpleasant that to talk about it is courageous, when in reality, it is normal for her and nothing more than waking up in the morning. The example from earlier in the video about having a new GP is also logos, as it shows the logic people may have when it comes to people with a mental illness. The logic people may have is that dealing with a mental illness makes your life harder in every way, and that it's okay if you don't feel good every day or make you feel ashamed every day. As Bryant shows, this is not the case, as she goes about her day just like everyone else. Last, we have pathos. Bryant talks about some other personal experiences that other people may have, such as canceling plans due to feeling unwell when she's had a panic attack on her birthday, when she's had a seizure while at an art gallery. She is appealing to her audience with this, as you may have some of these experiences happen to you. Obviously, not everyone has had a seizure or panic attacks, but she does try to appeal to a wide variety of people. The example of canceling plans due to feeling unwell can be understood by many people, as maybe you were nervous, anxious, or you just didn't want to go and could blame it on feeling unwell, just like everybody else. Bryant uses a combination of quotes from other authors, sources, and the general logic from personal experiences on having a mental illness to show the objectifying manner of being called brave. She uses other sources to prove that being called brave is not only objectifying to her, but to others dealing with the same thing. Her own book, Hysteria, is used to show how it is not her first time writing about her experiences dealing with mental illness, and shows how people making claims about how she lives her life objectifies her and with others dealing with a mental illness. Who gets to determine when you are brave or not? Someone who deals with it every day, or someone only making claims? How can people put shame upon someone who does not feel ashamed to be dealing with a mental illness? The logic from the majority of people may be deceiving or incorrect from the real truth of dealing with a mental illness. And Bryant explains her concern for the average person, making assumptions, often objectifies the illness, and does not express the difference for each person. This has been my rhetorical analysis on an article by Katerina Bryant. I hope you enjoyed.